Application of RA 4200. The case is about Chavez v. Gonzalez, which deals with freedom of speech and press freedom in relation to alleged wiretap conversations involving the President of the Philippines, February 15, 2008. The case challenges the constitutionality of government actions warning media outlets against broadcasting or publishing these wiretap conversations. What are the facts of the case? The case originated from events during the 2004 national elections, which I heard na rin po before kasi nakwento na rin sa akin ng mga lolo ko na during nung nag-run as president si Fernando Poe Jr. ay sinabi po nila na nadaya nga daw po ito. Press Secretary Ignacio Bonilla reported that the opposition was planning to destabilize the administration by releasing wiretap phone conversation allegedly between President Arroyo and an election official. The NTC, National Telecommunication Commission, issued warnings to radio and TV stations about airing content related to the wiretap conversations. Secretary of Justice and the NTC warned media organizations that publishing the wiretap conversations would violate the laws. Petitioner Chavez filed the case challenging these warnings as unconstitutional prior restraint on freedom of speech and the press. What are the issues in the case? The main question in the case was whether the government's action were legal when they warned media companies not to share the wiretap conversations. Specifically, the court had to decide if the government crossed a line when officials told TV and radio stations they could get in trouble for broadcasting the recordings. The issue boils down to two key points. First, whether these warnings unfairly stopped the media from doing their job before they even had a chance to report the news. This is called prior restraint. And second, whether these government warnings went against the basic right of free speech that protected by the Constitution. Think of it like this. Imagine someone telling you, don't talk about this or else, before you even open your mouth. The court had to decide if the government had the right to make these kinds of threats to news organizations, or if doing so violated the fundamental freedoms that media should have in a democratic society. The crucial question was whether the government needed to prove there would be serious harm to the country if the conversations were made public, rather than just wanting to keep them secret. What is the ruling of Supreme Court? The Supreme Court sided with Chavez, the person who filed the case, and ruled that the government was wrong. The court made several important points in its decision. First, they said that when government officials threatened the media not to broadcast the wiretap conversations, they violated the Constitution by trying to control the news before it could even be reported. Second, the court pointed out that government couldn't prove there would be any real danger to the country if these conversations were made public. They just didn't want them released. Because of this, the court canceled the official warnings that government officials had issued to the media on June 8 and 11, 2005. Most importantly, the court made it clear that just because something might break a law, that doesn't mean automatically give the government the right to stop people from talking about it or reporting it. In simple terms, the court told the government, You can't just silence the media because you don't like what they might say. You need to prove there's a real danger to justify stopping them from reporting news. What is my takeaways and learnings from this case? The case teaches us several important lessons about press freedom and the anti-wiretapping law, RA 4200. First, while RA 4200 makes it illegal to record private conversation without permission, the Supreme Court said that this doesn't automatically mean the media can't report on wiretap information if it is newsworthy and involves public interest. The court basically reminded everyone that just because something was obtained illegally, like through wiretapping, it doesn't mean discussing or reporting it should be automatically banned. Free speech and press freedom are basic rights that need strong protection. The government can't just stop media from reporting something unless they can prove it will cause serious harm to the country. Each situation needs to be carefully looked at. There is no one-size-fits-all rule. Even if something breaks a law, like anti-wiretapping law, that alone isn't enough reason to stop people from talking about it. The media's role in democracy is crucial. They need to be free to report news without government interference. Sa simpleng pananalita, kahit nabawal ang wiretapping ayon sa RA 4200, hindi ito sapat na dahilan para pigilan ng gobyerno ang media na magbalita ng mga bagay na dapat malaman ng taong bayan. Kailangan pa nilang magpakita ng mas matinding dahilan tulad ng totoong banta sa seguridad ng bansa bago sila pwedeng maglagay ng hangganan sa kalayaan ng pamamahayag. This case helps set guidelines for balancing privacy laws like RA 4200 with the public's right to know important information about their government. That's all. Thank you.